Welcome to Built on Air, a podcast and video series about all things Airtable.
On today's episode, we travel to Berlin, Germany to speak with Rupert Hoffschmidt, founder of ROY Kombucha. Rupert co-founded ROY Kombucha with his business partner Fabio after they both decided to leave their careers in the digital scene. As he tells us all about the fascinating brewing and fermentation process used to make kombucha, a fermented tea with a rich history, it's clear to see how passionate and knowledgeable Rupert is about his work. He's also very excited about the possibilities afforded by Airtable, which has helped him and his team stay on track with orders and production, allowing employees to record data right from their mobile devices. The base Rupert demos for us today is his B2B Order Tracking Base, where he tracks orders placed from grocers, offices, and other businesses. He tells us about the challenges faced by many Airtable users when first starting to build a base such as this, realizing he needed a table to track line items per order. Rupert has many plans for the future of his Airtable usage, including building out a fully automated ordering platform from start to finish. Check out the show notes to learn more about Rupert and ROY Kombucha.
So I've created this little mock-up, didn't want to give away all our, because this is a pretty important sheet for us, right? Because we are basically tracking all our orders in here.
Right.
And yeah, we have competitors who are looking for this as well. And basically, this is where we are tracking all the orders and where we are, where we live in basically every day, right? And I've just created some sample data here, and it's sort of really, it started very simple, but it expanded over the months, and I had to update it to kind of make it work for us. And where we have it today is, we're quite happy about it. So if I go through here, so the first thing you see is sort of we have our products in here. So we have like kombucha as a ginger kombucha, and we have a raspberry kombucha, malt kombucha, and then we also sell this as a case, and these cases are individual products. Very, very easy. Then it took me some time to figure out that I have to create these what is called order line items, right? So because in the order sheet, which you see later, then if you want to have multiple, and I guess you know this, if you want to have multiple different products per order in different quantities, you would have to have order line items to add to that line. And for a couple of months, we actually had it that sort of one order would be three rows, right? And that felt a bit stupid. So at some point I figured this out, and I was very, very happy about it. What I'm not so happy about, and if you know how to make this better, I'd be super happy. If not, then we just have to stick to it. Is sort of this is sort of the mock-up now, but of course in the real case scenario, we have 150, 200 different order line items in our base, right? Which is because we need the quantity. The quantity is individual for every order line item. So if someone now orders 79 ginger cases, then I have to add another order line item. And that is a bit annoying sometimes. Sort of, it doesn't feel. That's where I sometimes feel like it's not 100% made for that. But it's good enough. I mean, we're still sticking to it with a lot of orders. So that's this part. Then clients is clients, of course. Create some clients here. Google, Apple, and Amazon are buying from us, and some cafes and bakeries that my partner yesterday, she's from Oxford, so she just gave me some names from there. Nice. And then we add the of course, first name, last name, address, and stuff like this. Then sometimes we have it that I put it here, the Society Cafe is in London, is in Oxford, is in Bristol, right? So we have different stores, which is just important for us for invoicing and then also for delivering. But really the big heart of this sheet is the orders table. Where sort of we put all the orders in, and this really grew, as you can see here. It has like something like 60 fields or so, where which maybe are necessary, maybe not. I'm not so sure. But sort of the first thing it has is an order number, of course, and then you have to put in which client and you have to put in which store. Then, of course, it has an order date, and we need to say when should this be delivered. Then, of course, the products, which is referencing to that to those order line items that we talked about before. Then very interesting for us is to see how many cases this is in total and how many cans this is in total, right? So it's always interesting to see just how many cans in the entire order, right? Which we're calculating, which I'm calculating here. This is a German word, Dosenrückgabe, right? Which is called basically we have a deposit system for cans, and some of our B2B customers, they just give the cans back to us instead of putting them into a vending machine for deposit.
Right.
So that's what we're putting in here. Then, if that is the case, we can put in some notes. Based on this, we're building a sum. We have a delivery fee. Sometimes we give a discount, which that ends up is then a net amount in the end. Here we're tracking if this has been delivered. We put in the delivery slip, we put in the invoice number and the invoice date. We say if the invoice is sent, we say if the invoice is paid, which we also hear in a different view. Nice. There we can see invoices that have still to be sent or outstanding invoices, which of course is very, very good to see and very helpful. During COVID, we had 16% VAT, so now it's back to 19. So at some point, I can sort of, in my other base, I have so many old orders that I have had to keep in order not to destroy the data. I had to create the 16 or 19 column, which is a bit annoying, but it's there now. And then we have a total sum for the invoice and a gross sum for the invoice, including VAT, because under apps, we are also, here we have a couple of templates. This always takes a while to load. They could increase the speed of the apps.
I agree. I think it's slowed down a little bit recently too, it feels like.
And there we have our invoice templates and the delivery slip template and but that's basically it. So we are creating invoices out of this, and then we're sending it. Which kind of, before that, my business partner Fabio was like creating invoices manually pretty much, right? And now it saves so much time to just do it straight out of Airtable. What I want to do here is I want to do it on click, so you can just ideally you would just click and it would generate the PDF and download it automatically. Maybe even send it to the customer, but I'm not sure whether we want that.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a big thing that I myself and a lot of Airtable users included are missing with Page Designer, is that you can't grab it automatically and attach it to the record. You have to print it. Yeah. But hopefully someday they'll fix that, because that would be huge functionality.
That would be really, really cool. And I remember it's this sort of version of the base is now a couple months old already. So I built it maybe last summer or so. And I remember being on the Airtable community for a long time, looking for something. How can I sort of download stuff on the push of a button, basically, right? And generate a PDF on the push of a button. Right. But it's apparently they're not available. Yeah, so that's how we do it at the moment.
Awesome.
And I always sort of have the month view where we work in, and then there's an edit view, which is where which sort of is broken now. Interesting, huh? It never happened before, but it happens on the Airtable live podcast.
Of course.
Wait, I'm just reloading this.
Of course.
No, I'm serious. This has never not loaded. Never. So yeah, here we are in the edit view where I always put a careful or something behind, right? So people don't mess around with it.
Right.
And this is where all the fields are visible, and then you can see all the calculations that are necessary in order to get to this stuff. Really annoying is on German invoices, we need to have a comma and not a dot.
Right.
And so I always, when I want to put stuff on an invoice, I have to convert it, the dot to a comma, and it's not trivial. It's quite complicated to do it. It sounds very trivial, but yeah, this is the formula that is necessary in order to do that.
I have pretty much exactly the same formula in my base as well, but not for commas, just to format it as a number to like send in an email or something. But that's so funny. It's written almost exactly the same.
Yeah. So if Airtable could change that and allow natively for different number formats, that would be very helpful.
Agreed.
Yeah, sometimes the delivery date, we also have to reformat because there's no German support for, because we're putting this on the delivery slip and there it needs to be in German. I mean, I'm not even sure whether it has to be in German, but we put it in German and we just wanted it that way. Or maybe my business partner Fabio wanted it that way. So I said, okay, that's no problem. I can make it happen. And yeah, then you have to, I've just used these substitute formulas where I just substitute all the English words with the German word, right?
Perfect.
Yeah. And yeah, which I think is which helped us a lot is seeing month and year, having a month and year view, which we do with this by this month formula, where we put the month of the order date or the year of the order date, and then as you saw in the month view, it's then clustered according to year 2020, 2021, and the month.
Right.
Yeah, then figuring out roll-up stuff has been huge, like very, very cool. And but yeah, then this is some individual calculations, and yeah, no, but that's pretty much it. Then we just have we have the delivery today function where we see, okay, what's due to be delivered today, which invoices have to be sent, how much revenue did we make here in 2020, the clients that we have, what is called a leaderboard, where we just see our best clients and see how everyone else is performing. Yeah, and I said before, like how we for new orders we always use this. We always use this form to put in new orders. Yeah, it's a lot easier to do that actually than to do it in the base itself.
Right.
Yeah, but that's how we do it. That's how. And then maybe one last view here is the number of cases sold per channel. Always good for analysis and business analysis, sort of under clients. Every client is a type,
right?
And this type is either office, gastronomy, retail. Yeah, this is basically it. Event. There were events before, but COVID, right? And yeah, basically then we are this is going back to that separation between those different channels, and then we can see how strongly a certain channel grows from month to month, basically. Yeah, and this is more flavor view. So how many cases did we sell in total? But then also across. We have a few more flavors actually, but I put in only 3 here. So and then we can see how many ginger cases did we sell, how many raspberry, how many mate, proportionally, how stuff like this, which always helps us decide on new flavors, and it helps us decide which flavors to keep and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's sort of it.
Awesome.
So it was interesting because it's so when there's nothing before and then like you get it. It took a long time to actually build it to this level. Although it might now look, when you look at it, looks quite simple, but it was a couple of months basically of, always in sprints. Let's say like always in 1-2 days, I need to figure this out, how to make this better. How can we structure this? And we're pretty happy with it. It works really, really well now.
Absolutely. No, I can tell you're capturing like everything you'd need to capture to track your orders.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. And I love the order line items table. That's something I think a lot of people struggle with, is they might build it out and then once they start realizing they can't put the quantity anywhere, they're like, oh wait, what do I do?
Exactly. Yeah. But once you figure that out, you're very, very happy, right? Because then suddenly your orders table really feels like, I don't have to spend 3 rows on one order. That's good. And,
exactly.
And by doing this is sort of our, like the mother base in a way, right? So this really helped me figure out a lot of Airtable functionality, talking about roll-ups, talking about lookup, how to connect different tabs. So basically now, because now I'm going one step further and I'm trying to build this inventory sheet where this is one data in feed, right? Because this is our B2B side, and then there's the Shopify side, and this then goes into a big inventory sheet which is linked to production. So that is it's sort of next level stuff again. So, and that's cool. I think that's what you meant with the taste gap, and sort of you're trying to, it could be really cool, but you don't really know 100% yet how you get there, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you gonna use like synced bases to do that?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what's needed. Yeah,
definitely.
From what I can tell so far. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Yeah, that's so cool. I wish you the best of luck on that project too. That'll be fun.
Thank you. Yeah. No, it's gonna be really cool. I'm always having a lot of fun building Airtable stuff.
It is so fun. I'm a total nerd. It makes me so happy. That's awesome. So where can our listeners go to learn more about you and about ROY Kombucha?
ROYKombucha.com is our website. We ship Europe-wide, at least Europe-wide.
Nice.
And not really at the moment, but soon again. Or kombuchasummit.com. This is the conference I talked about before.
Excellent.
Or the website, my private website, of which I'm not giving the giving the domain now, which you discovered, but which I'm going to build out soon.
Excellent. Sorry about that. I thought it was super interesting. I loved it.
Okay, good.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll put links to those in the show notes. And thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you, Ali. It was very nice.
It was great. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give it a like or hit us up on social at BuiltOnAir. We always love to hear your comments and suggestions. And don't forget to subscribe to catch new episodes when they release. It helps us keep the podcast going.